Next on 9 News, a new report detailing the growing problems of domestic violence in Colorado.
It's shocking, but unfortunately, it's not surprising.
Experts say it's not just the number of cases, but the severity, too.
Car thieves have caused a lot of problems in the metro area, especially near DIA. Now investigators are celebrating a win after busting up one long-running ring.
And the Broncos got a win on Sunday. Kind of a rarity this season, but after one nasty hit, the team's going to be going without a key member of their defense for a few games. 4 o'clock at 9 News starts now. We start this Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock with disturbing numbers. A tragic rise. More Coloradans died in domestic violence attacks last year than in any other year prior.
The state's Domestic Violence Review Board found 94 people died, most of them women, some just babies. Colorado's top attorney told 9 News reporter Aaron Adelson the new numbers don't tell the entire story.
The names need 2 pages. At least 94 people died in Colorado last year because of domestic violence. Their ages range from 8 months to AD.
It's shocking, but unfortunately, it's not surprising.
The Colorado Domestic Violence Review Board started in 2016. This is the most deaths the board has ever recorded, but the data only goes back so far. Democratic Attorney General Phil Weiser says the board could be getting better at identifying domestic violence fatalities.
This report is not something we can be confident is the whole picture, but we can be confident that we've identified more domestic violence fatalities than last year.
It's terrible.
Soledad Diaz from Violence Free Colorado says the report seems to capture the picture of what she sees, domestic violence on the rise.
We have seen an increase in cases, but also we have seen an increase in the severity of the cases.
86% of the victims died from a gun.
If there's one step that I could make sure Colorado did to save lives, it would be to make sure that we remove firearms from people who we know are a danger to commit domestic violence.
We absolutely agree with that.
Diaz says housing is another major concern for a victim of domestic violence. Some people may have to choose between homelessness or an abusive relationship.
Housing for us is a priority right now. So how do we provide resources to increase the safety of someone looking to leave an abusive relationship?
She says they need more funding to address housing, and the state agrees victims need more resources. Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
The report found that 97% of the victims were women, 95% of the suspects men. The board also wants to see more collaboration between different groups focused on child deaths, domestic violence, maternal mortality, and suicide prevention.
An Adams County grand jury has indicted 13 people in a long-running auto theft ring that's tied to numerous other crimes in the metro area. That indictment lists 131 separate counts allegedly committed between February of 2022 and March of this year. That indictment names 12 men and 1 woman who collectively were linked to the thefts of 59 cars and trucks. Many of those vehicles were stolen from DIA and surrounding lots by thieves who concentrated on pickups, often Fords. According to the indictment, those vehicles were then used in other crimes, including burglaries of multiple businesses and the theft or attempted theft of ATMs. Adams County District Attorney Brian Mason said investigations like this one are critically important, especially when considered against the fact that Colorado leads the nation in auto thefts per capita. And that, he says, makes efforts like this more important.
So what we have to do is provide a disincentive for these motor vehicle thieves to continue to commit these crimes. And that's what we're doing in this case and in other cases where we are taking down literal crime rings who are stealing multiple cars at a time, or trucks in this instance.
4 of those named in the indictment remain at large. Another is in custody in Mexico. Much more on this story coming up on 9 News at 5 o'clock.
Let's take a look outside on this Monday afternoon. Kathy, if you don't have a calendar right now, you think you're stuck on the same day over and over and over again.
I know, but you know what? It's an amazing long fall that will be coming to a close probably quicker than you're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're actually tracking a big change in the weather that could lead to the first snowfall for Denver as early as this weekend. Hard to believe we're talking about that when we're talking about sunshine and 81 degrees, another beautiful fall day in Colorado. We have a few high clouds coming in. There will be a couple of weak weather systems across the state that will bring temperatures down, then back up again. Not much moisture. Things really start to shift for us, especially in the Colorado high country by the end of the week and into the weekend. Now, when you look at these current readings, keep in mind the average high this time of year is 62, 79 in Denver, 81 in Lyman, 85 in Pueblo, 76 in Grand Junction. Even mountain temperatures running a good 10 degrees above average for this time of year. We're watching a few high clouds drifting in from the northwest. There's a big weather system in the northern Rockies that's dropping some heavy snow up around Billings and Rapid City. A separate system in the southern Plains states is going to bring some beneficial rain to a part of the lower 48 that's dealing with an extreme drought scenario. We could use a little moisture here in Colorado, and we're going to get it, but not for a few days. So even with these weak weather systems crossing through, we'll go from sunny to partly cloudy to clear again. No worries, but keep an eye on the forecast at the end of the week. And if you're going to the Broncos game this Sunday, it could be very chilly on Sunday, and also temperatures could be in the 30s at kickoff. So we have so much to talk about in Maine weather, that Broncos forecast, the first snow, and a much cooler weather pattern coming up, you guys, in just a few days.
All right, thanks, Kathy. A Colorado man pleaded guilty today to trying to sell American secrets to Russia. Jared Dokey used to work for the NSA. The FBI arrested him last year at Union Station after he transferred classified documents to a Russian spy. That spy, though, was actually an undercover FBI agent. Dokey is from Colorado Springs, faced the possibility of life in prison. In exchange, though, for a guilty plea, federal prosecutors agreed not to ask for more than 22 years in prison. Ultimately, though, a judge will decide the punishment when Dokey is sentenced in April.
Colorado drivers can't seem to figure out express lanes, and CDOT's had enough. Instead of giving out warnings as of this month, drivers illegally weaving in and out of express lanes will now get a fine. CDOT says it issued 80,000 warnings last month to drivers breaking express lane laws on I-25 and C-470. Most of those cars had Colorado plates. Between October 2nd and 8th, they mailed out more than 20,000 notices of fines. Drivers can only cross in or out of express lanes on those dashed lines, not the solid lines. It's illegal to cross the solid double lines. CDOT did say they've seen a drop in violations, but they still see drivers who aren't taking it seriously.
We have one vehicle that's racked up 19 violations and shows no signs of stopping. So, this person is going to be feeling the consequences of that.
And CDOT says drivers they're using new cameras and road sensors to catch people. The agency said those who get fined will want to pay, since unpaid violations put a hold on your registration. Fines start at $75. They go up to $150 if it's not paid in the first 20 days.